Hello, everybody. I am Chrysalid, and welcome back to Up All Night. Was I channeling Markiplier there a little bit? I still like Markiplier. Shoutouts to Mark. Okay, so we have been delving into Up All Night so far. Nick here, main character, got locked up in a. Well, he didn't get locked up in a cabin. It's just he came into a cabin, possibly on vacation with his mom. His mom got stuck in town because of the snowstorm. We meet an employee of the cabins named Felix who seems to vibe pretty well with Nick there, especially given he was talking about other visitors who I guess talk about stuff that he can't really relate to, which I can definitely relate to. And then we went into the forest. We saw Felix moments ago, and then there's something that Nick saw. What did Nick see? Let's see. A blossom of red amongst the endless white. The smear was so crimson bright that it gleamed like a beacon. I couldn't look away. What is it? A person? After I got closer, I could see three hooves peeking. Ooh! Three hooves poking out from the layer of fresh snow. A deer, maybe? Why the hell did I think that was a person? Maybe there really is a bear around here. Oh, gross. What in the hell is that? Who that? Oh, hello. Grayson. Your name's Grayson? I missed the title. I'm gonna assume you're very energetic. What the? The words cut through the silence and made me jump. A girl? Oh no. She was staring at the deer corpse, her expression somewhere caught between disgust and fascination. You scared me. I didn't hear you come up. What are you doing out here? The girl gave me an annoyed look and ooh boy, she looks pissed. Going for a walk? Looks like you were just doing the same thing. Or were you out here looking for dead stuff? She country, that fur. Looking for dead stuff. That'd be pretty weird. Respond. I think this is gonna be one of those instances or matters of like your choices mattering. What the? No, I was not trying to find a dead deer. Damn it, my face is getting red. Don't tell me you crushing, dude. Or maybe he's just embarrassed about the situation. Gotta keep it cool. Some guy last night told me there was a bear around, so I thought I'd take a look. What's your name anyway? Oh, name's Grayson. I did catch the Grayson in the title of the song playing. And man, that sounds like something fun. A real live bear, huh? He ate that critter pretty damn good too, didn't he? Yeah, I guess. If ripping something's guts open is, good. I'm Nick, by the way. So, are you on vacation out here too? I guess you could say that. If being stuck out in the middle of nothing for 3 years counts as a vacation, you wanna look at that deer now? Sure. Might as well. Nothing to do up here, right? I found myself grinning, which was weird since I was standing over a deer corpse. You're right about that. What you want to look at first? Look at the head, brush away the snow, don't look anymore. Brush away the snow. A maladaptive rumination. I could see more red under a lighter coating of snow that covered the deer's torso. It must have been killed after the heaviest part of the storm had passed. Or it would have been more buried. I brushed the snow away. There was a deep frozen pool of blood under the deer's exposed stomach. Viscera and organs trailed out into that congealed pool. The blood had overflowed into a second more shallow indentation in the ground. Ugh, looks like a big paw print frozen in blood. Aren't bear paws pretty wide? Looks more like a giant dog print. Nah, that's way too big to be a dog. Gotta be a bear. Poor thing. I wonder if it was still alive when its guts were ripped out. That's a very interesting sentence. Well, don't you just... Exactly. Well, don't you just sound like the life of the party? Make it kind of like Sandy Cheeks. I don't go to parties anymore. I can relate. She rolled her eyes, hands placed firmly on her hips. I mean, she's been like that the entire time, but shut up. Way to be a downer. I ignored her and bent down again to look at the body. Look at the head. The neck looked as if it had been crushed between a set of powerful jaws. Ugh. Uh-oh, here we go, flashbacks. I still can't believe you guys drove all the way out here to pick me up. Don't look at me. He's the one that wanted to get you. Well, I mean, I invited you to the party, so it figured, you know. Are you blushing? Aw. Shut up! You're super red, man. They were both laughing, and I felt my cheeks burning. Oh, Nick. I told you to shut up! No, the road! Shit! A shadow had darted out from the side of the road. Okay. I saw Slender with a capital S and thought like we were about to get a guest appearance, like a crossover, like the freaking Slender Man. I totally thought that was what's going on. Anyways, slender hoof legs stood frozen in surprise, shocked eyes glowing green in the glare of the headlights. I swerved. Ah! The eyes of the doe in front of me weren't gleaming with any light at all. They were gray and lifeless. The deer's mouth was hanging open slightly, and its tongue had been lolled out. It must have been panting on the ground as it died. Hey, buddy, you okay? Nick! Grayson waved her hand in front of my face, trying to snap me out of what must have been a very obvious daze. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about something. Not a problem. Don't worry about it. Pretty freaky how something crushed its neck, huh? Some guy said there was a bear? Yeah, some guy came by last night and said something about a bear getting into the garbage. I guess it got into more than just that. I gestured grimly at the dead deer. You're in the cabins? Yeah, it's just over there. I pointed back toward the tip of a cabin roof still visible in the distance. Grayson nodded and peered over at the deer, her eyebrows furrowed in thought. We've looked at everything, so don't look anymore. I know she's curious, but this is making me feel sick. Hey, I think I've had enough of this. Why don't we do something else? Sure, why not? What you want to do? What should we do? Maybe I should invite her back to my cabin. No, wait, that's super weird. I just freaking met her. Grayson wandered off while I was thinking, then perked up and called back to me. Ooh, look! More prints! Want to follow him and see what that... the goddamn bear. Want to follow him and see what else that bear got up to? Not really. What if there's another dead animal? I don't know if... She ran up to me and grabbed my hand, pulling me towards the track she found. Come on, it'll be fun. I've been damn bored for I don't know how long. I mean, you're the first friend I've made in forever. Aw, she lonesome. Let's go with her. Yeah, it's been a while since I made a friend too. She grinned. So, since we're friends and all, what are you doing up here anyway? Oh, my mom made me come out here for a vacation. Guess she thought it'd take my mind off things. Did it work? Not unless constantly remembering the worst night of my life was her goal. No, not exactly. What about you? Footsteps in the snow. We trudged after the animal tracks while we talked, our breath misting in the chill air. Been up here for near on 3 years now. I actually kinda hate it. Been trying to get my dad to let me move in with my mom in the city. She looked over at me. Your parents together? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're just, I don't know, normal? My mom is kind of pushy, like she thought dragging me out here would change me somehow or something. Grayson nodded at me as if she understood perfectly. Yeah, being up here doesn't really fix nothing. Unless you're just visiting. My dad keeps me up here like some prisoner. You don't get to go into town or anything? She waved her hand dismissively. I mean, sure. I can go to town and junk, but hanging at the hardware store ain't exactly a party. That man drags you into town just to take you to the freaking hardware store? That's bullshit. Ain't got a school up here neither, so I just did the homeschooling thing. Graduated last June. The computer don't always connect to the internet neither, so it still uses the phone line when it does. Really sucks, you know. But my dad just keeps going on about how it's good for me to be up here. He don't want me to move out or nothing neither. I'm an adult. I ain't a kid no more, but he don't even want to let me go try it alone. Or let me try to go do it alone. Okay, cool. You sound pretty mad at him. She kicked at the snow in frustration. He means okay. It's just... He just don't get it. He wouldn't even listen to me last night. All I wanted was to give living out in the city with my mom a go. But they get along so bad now he wouldn't even let me I don't know why I said chill. Call. I mean, parents can be kind of stupid sometimes, but they usually creak. That's what they do. They creak. Exactly. Parents creak. Just saying. What's that? It's coming from over there. There was a bend in the trail, the source of the sound obscured by trees. I could see the paw prints going off into the brush in the same direction. Oh God. We don't have to go over there. But Grayson was already ahead of me. I saw her clear the bend and freeze, staring off at something I couldn't see yet. She raised her hands up to her mouth, eyes wide and head shaking back and forth. Oh, what did you see? I don't want to know what this is. But I was walking closer anyway. I had to see what she was seeing. I turned the corner. A nude corpse was hanging from a tree, a rope tied around its neck. There was a sack over its head, bound tightly into place with the rope that hung him. His intestines were hanging off of his sliced open stomach, dangling almost to the ground. One of his legs was completely missing. This can't be real. It just can't. Oh my gosh, Nick! I don't think the bear did that. She was shivering, and it was obvious it wasn't from the cold. We should go. We should go tell, I don't know, someone. Who? The road's been closed and all the phones are out. My dad didn't come home this morning either, so he must be stuck in town. I don't like the fact he didn't come home. Wait, all the phones are out? Thought it was just mine. I hate to say it, but if we can't get the police up here, I think we need to, record this. I am recording. Shut up. Feeling sick, I pulled out my phone. Still no bars. It was useless for making calls, but I could still take pictures or make a video. I can't believe I'm doing this, but Someone might need to see this later. Ugh. I hit record on my phone. It felt gross, like I was committing some type of crime. Grayson pulled out a pocket knife and looked from it to the creaking rope. There was a thick knot in the wood by the base of the tree that the rope had been fixed around. She started walking toward it. Let her do it. I'ma cut him down. It just don't seem right, leaving him like that. Yeah, go ahead. She sawed at the rope with her pocket knife. Took a few minutes, but the rope finally snapped. The body unceremoniously thunked to the ground in a puff of red and white. Should we take a closer look? Someone strung him up. They could still be around here. Maybe looking will give us a clue. Yeah, maybe. We'll save the reveal for... Oh, let's do it in reverse, I guess. Let's look at his hands. I bent down to look at his hands. His fingers were calloused, nails caked with dirt and blood. Some of them were cracked and his thumbnail had been peeled completely backwards. God dang! Look, there's something stuck in the blood. She was right. There were thick strands of fur glued to the palms of his hands. Fur? From the bear? But a bear couldn't hang someone. This really don't make sense. Look at the torso. There were multiple large animal bites covering his body, but most didn't seem to go in very deep. From the bear? Maybe he was wearing clothes when he was bitten? A bunch of people up here have pretty thick jackets because of the weather. My eyes were drawn to a bite mark on his shoulder, which definitely looked like the worst of the injuries. Pieces of his flesh had been torn back, but it still didn't look like it would have killed him. The bite was nothing compared to how mangled the deer was. The sack around his neck was partially covering up the shoulder wound. Whatever bit him had huge jaws. And it got him before that bag was put round his head. Nick, I think... I don't know if I want to see under there. 3, 2, 1... I reached toward the hood and tried to pull it off. The bag crackled with frozen water, but it remained fixed in place. The noose was pulled tight around the edges of the sack. Folds of purpling skin peeked out from under the burlap flaps. It's too tight to remove without loosening the knot first. You don't need to do that. You said it yourself. Whoever did this might still be here. We should get as much of a record as possible to take to the police. What if the killer moves the body or something? I handed her my phone, which was still recording video. I pulled at the knot and managed to get it to slide up just enough to slip the bag off the man's head. I turned to Grayson. Ready? She nodded, looking ill but determined, and focused the recording phone on the man's head. Do it! The bag slid off the man's head. At first, I couldn't even comprehend what I was seeing. Gate mine, time gate, time gate. What? Hair? The back of his head? But he's... If I could see his chest, the body is... I almost threw up once I realized what I was seeing. His head had been twisted completely backwards, the face pressed into the ground and is obscured by snow. His neck. Who could have done something like that? Why would someone decide to... The skin spiraled tightly, bits of beard and spots of acne caught up in that horrible, inhuman curve. Skin should never look like that. An owl hooted overhead while I lay curled around Bree's arm. I could hear the buzzing of flies growing louder around us. It's strange. The owl, these bugs, their life is completely the same as it was before. A gurgling moan cut through the air. It wasn't coming from the still body in front of me. It was over there in the shadows of my right. Tyler? Hang on, Tyler, I'm coming. Please! I tried to stand again. My broken leg wouldn't hold me, and I fell to the ground for a second time. I dragged myself over toward the noise. My vision was clear now. The blood on my forehead congealed and ropey now that it was clotting. I could see something jerking in the shadows now. The shape would spasm and jitter for a few moments and then go absolutely still. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! Her scream brought me away from the horror in my head and back to the horror in front of me. Grayson, what's... She was crouched over the man's twisted head. While I was staring off, she must have flipped him on his side because her face was visible. Oh no. Oh no, don't tell me. No! It's her dad. My cell phone lay forgotten in the snow next to her as she shrieked. He looks surprised, like he didn't expect to die. But all those bite marks, why? No, 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 no. You gotta get up. You just gotta. This has gotta be one of my bad dreams. Daddy! I can't let her keep looking at this. I went over and crouched next to her. My mouth was so dry it was hard to swallow. Grayson, we need to go. You shouldn't look at this. I picked up my phone and stopped the video that was recording. Grayson turned toward me, face streaked with tears. Oh no. Let no one dim your light, dear child. Lay down your weary head. These titles, man. It's real, isn't it? It's real? I'm really here? I nodded and she swallowed. I need to go. I need to go. I can't be here. I need to be alone. She stood up, looking panicked. She was looking at anything but the body in front of us. I'm not sure about this one. You know what? Stay with me because there's a killer on the loose. You shouldn't be alone right now. Come back to my cabin. We can wait for my mom and then go get the police. What the hell do you know about what I should be doing? She was close to hysterical. Not that I could blame her. Her father's dead eyes were staring blankly towards us. I shuddered. Just trust me. You think being alone is what you want, but it isn't. My voice cracked. Please, just listen to me. Please, don't make me say it. I know what I want, Nick. I know. You don't know nothing about this. She clutched at her chest, and I knew exactly how her heart was breaking into pieces. We're the same now. It's the same thing I've been feeling ever since. His friends must be dead then. Tell her about the accident. This past summer, I watched my best friends die. I whispered the words so softly they were almost lost in the breeze. Grayson still heard them though, and she went quiet, her eyes going wide. It was a car accident. It wasn't... I looked up and she stepped back at the expression on my face. The way they looked was wrong. Her arm was... Her head was... What I'm trying to say is that after it happened, I thought I wanted to be alone. But every time I am, it's worse, Grayson. It's so much worse. You don't want to be alone. Not really. She reached out to me and grabbed my hands. Her touch was so warm and alive. Tears were falling down her cheeks again. I don't know if I'll make it. I don't know if I'll make me. I don't know if it'll make me feel better to come with you, Nick. But I don't think it'll make me feel worse. And if I go off alone, then you're gonna be alone too, huh? Oh, no, that's not what I meant. That's what I've been seeing on your face, huh? All them times you've been looking off, you were seeing your friends. You don't have to worry about me. I think worrying about you is just about the only thing keeping me together right now. She smiled, and it was so full of sorrow that I burst into tears. Aww. Why am I crying? It's her dad that's dead. I've had 4 months to get over my crap. It's so embarrassing. Come on, let's go back to your cabin. I'm pretty sure I got lots more crying to do myself once we get there. We walked back in silence. Occasionally one of us would take a shuddering breath and would lean into one another. She broke down twice, and each time I stood there and let her sob into my shoulder. I better make sure we avoid that deer. Neither of us needs to see any more corpses right now. When we got back to the cabin, the lights were still on. I'd left the TV on in the bedroom, and it was playing a talk show rerun. I'm glad I forgot to turn everything off. I don't know if I could handle it being quiet in here. I'm gonna lay down for a bit. I slept real bad last night, and now, well, is it alright if I use one of the beds? Oh, yeah, sure. Can I leave the bedroom door open? She nodded. So long as it's alright to leave the TV on. I'm thinking it helps. Yeah, I think so too. She went wearily over to the unmade bed I had slept in the night before and curled up in a ball, her head buried in the pillow. Life passes you by. I pulled out my phone and saw the video app was still open. I closed it out and pulled up a cheery-looking bubble matching game. It is so interesting because I just found my freaking copy of Bust-A-Move 99 / Puzzle Bobble 3 for the N64 because I did some really intense cleaning of my room. It's just kind of interesting they mentioned it because that's exactly how you would describe Bust-A-Move / Puzzle Bobble, a cheery-looking bubble matching game. I definitely recommend it if you haven't played it already. It's a classic. Perfect. I can just zone out and try not to think. Hours passed that way. I matched colored bubbles in the living room and looked over at Grayson every now and then. She'd fallen asleep in a way that only a person consumed by grief would. It was a sleep that was both restless and deep, like being drowned at the bottom of a black sea. The sun was setting now, and there was no sign of my mom. The road must still be closed, like the news had forecast earlier. Oh, it's a knock on the door. I'm gonna assume that's Felix, but we'll soon find out if it is indeed Felix in the next episode. And boy, this has gotten intense. I've been just playing for I guess roughly 50 minutes and already we getting hit with a shocker. Dang, man. But still intriguing nonetheless. But until next time, we're gonna see who's knocking on our cabin door. But until the next time, I eagerly await your return on Chrysalid's Unorthodox Path.